stand-up series. Stand-ups are okay. I think they're pretty good for some guys, real explosive guys in particular, and then kids who, like, you know, sometimes you're trying to teach them moves that are technical and they just don't pick it up. You know what I mean? Where teaching them like the finer points of wrestling is that hard. There's a certain stand-up that's kind of made for them. And grindy kids too can be pretty good at stand-ups. But again, the reason why I don't prefer it is there's a lot of schools, you know, especially Big Ten. I know, you know, you're well aware, we teach lift and return, lift and return. And when you stand up on a guy who's good at lift and returning, you're kind of asking to get ridden because they're trained to deal with that. You know, they're not good at following good hip pressure and movement on bottom. But man, if you stand up on them, they'll lift and return you all day. And you know, they're built for it. So keep that in mind. You know why I prefer a sit out. But a stand up is a good move. You know, I'm not trying to trash talk the stand up. I'm just saying I think it is inferior to the sit out. So, a couple stand-ups, positions that I like to use. You know, one is like the basic one that we all know, is the inside explosive stand-up. So he's on top. You know, I'm pretty low center of gravity, my hips move pretty well, and I got a lot of power, so I'm good for my laces flat here still. Maybe some guys, they really need to be on their toes, right? That's fine. But again, I can do a lot from my laces tucked, and I think, again, it's a superior thing to practice. So here, he's inside, right on the whistle, and it's about that jump on the whistle. I'm here, my elbows are even maybe a little more compressed so I can get a little extra push, and I push him up here. And it's the same thing as that knee slide position, but I'm off my butt. It's the only difference here. Pressure, and if he pushes forward, I can come up. If he tries to pull me back, I can just let it happen, go to my butt. If he tries to push me one way, I can post, come up to my feet. If he tries to take me this way, I'm blocking. Now I can pressure, come up. Same thing. So instead of straight out, just a little bit of an angle, right? Once I get here, again, a key is really this hand control battle. A lot of guys, like, they'll stand up and they'll throw their hands way up, and that's where this guy's just going to get his hand set. A lot of guys who are really tricky on top, they'll lock their hands right away because they know you're stepping up. So you'll step up, they lock their hands right away. Now I'm getting lifted, I'm in a lot of trouble. So, again, I'm here, I'm looking at that ref, and I'm waiting for those, you know, big old fat cheeks to puff up, and as soon as they do, man, I'm taking off here. My head's up, looking upward, because I want to head up and out. So right here, a lot of people like pivoting. I like just stepping forward, because I think that pulls that guy's momentum into you, and you can use it for pressure. Right? So I'm here, and I step straight forward. So I step straight forward, and now I'm into a really good stand-up position. You know, I was saying we were Perler guys earlier, we used to drill this all the time, is isolating your hip. So I want one hip pointing straight out, the other hip back. I'm kind of turning my body. This puts a lot of pressure on his hands, right? From here, I need to make sure, should not have squatted and done RDLs yesterday because my legs are tired. So I want to squat down and put pressure here. Standing up is okay, but again, there's not as much pressure on this guy. I really want my butt down. Now he feels my weight. Get this hand, get the fingers, isolate the hip, and put it in my back pocket. If he has his hands locked, the reason why we really want to isolate is now I can put way more weight on this lock. Whenever we're in the middle when we're doing this, it can be heavy, but it's not as much as right on that hip bone here, right? So again, we're up, we're on our feet, I step up, get that hip isolated, hand comes to our back pocket. And now, if we drop straight down to my butt, it's the same position, right? All I am is I'm on my feet. So I come up, my knees are bent, I'm in good position, back pressure for momentum, turning into his arm. Now I'm ready to wrestle. I go all the way to the mat instead of chopping through, even if it's excessive, because a lot of times guys will chop through and they get dropped right into a single leg. I used to watch David Taylor, man, he'd let you get up, and then he'd ankle pick you. Like he'd let guys here and then he'd loosen up. Guys would turn, blast. So again, even if I know it's like they're gonna get tired in practice, they're gonna be sick of drilling this, but force them to do it the right way. If you're gonna turn down or hip heist, get all the way down and back. Right? Because that might be your one shot to get out. When you spend 45 seconds working hard, this is your one opportunity. So, the other one is just a knee slide stand up here. It's the same thing as earlier, that inside knee